Action. This is Nealy Roth. Nealy, please tell everyone a little about yourself.
I'm 31 years old, and I was born with Down syndrome from both my parents. I'm involved in my community, and I also have been in school for a while.
Nealy, do you have a job?
Yes, I actually have two jobs that I currently work with. One is ASC of Greater Milwaukee, and the second one is Disability Services Division as a clerical assistant / clerical support.
Nealy, what would you do if you didn't have a job?
If I didn't have a job, I would be home. I would be at home doing nothing. I'll be watching TV, gaining weight, watching a movie. Basically, I'll be bored.
What is it like being part of a work team?
It makes me feel comfortable and responsible for being part of a work team to me, because I get to do what my coworkers get to do.
Who pays you for doing your job?
I got paid from a grant at ARC, and I also get paid from a personal specialist at Disability Services.
Are these government-funded jobs?
Yes, they are government funded.
Nealy, are you receiving any other government help right now, like through family care, or are you waiting for that?
I am currently waiting to get family care, and I am on the wait list for getting family care.
How long have you been on that waiting list?
I've been on the waiting list for about 20 to 31 years.
You've been on the waiting list your entire life?
Yes, since I was a baby.
How do you get around town right now?
Basically, I get around town from my mom and my brother. And I also take the transit plus the city bus, Milwaukee County city buses.
I heard you say Transit Plus before you corrected yourself. Are you able to get Transit Plus right now?
I could at one point, but I'm not qualified to get Transit Plus right now.
Do you have any trouble taking the city bus?
Yes, I do have trouble taking the city bus because I'm worried about my safety and about getting pushed around and laughed at and having people steal things from me.
If you were able to get transit, do you think that you would have more options on how you could get around town?
I could try to do the best I can to get options to get around town.
Nealy, who are you living with right now?
I live with my mom and my brother.
Do you want to live independently someday?
Yes, I would love to live independently someday.
If you had funding for getting an apartment, do you think that you would be able to live independently?
Yes, I would like to live independently and to have a roommate, because I can't really afford to live on my own.
It sounds like it would be hard to do that right now, but if you had funding to get an apartment, do you think that you would be able to handle living independently?
Yes, I would be able to handle it, being independently.
Now, if you were able to get your own apartment and either had a roommate or didn't have a roommate, what problems would you still have?
The problem I'll still have is B, save my own apartment, and making sure it's on a bus line. And if I didn't have a roommate, I want to be able to live on my own.
What would you like our lawmakers to keep in mind when they're fixing up the budget?
I would like the lawmakers to keep in mind in their budget that if, even though I have a lot of issues in my life and I'm currently living with the issues, I would love for you guys to support the wait list and support me in getting the funding. And thank you for your time.